Okay, so let me be real. I've only seen The Nightmare Before Christmas just one time, and my interest struggled. But hey, it's just not for me. That doesn't change the fact that Tim Burton created these characters that people have fallen in love with for decades. I will admit, I have a soft spot for Oogie Boogie. But with a movie that has such a colossal following, how come it never got a sequel? Well, it did. The sequel completely skipped the silver screen and went straight to Xbox and PlayStation 2. October 10th, 2005, The Nightmare Before Christmas Oogie's Revenge released. The story here takes place a year after the 1993 movie. Jack is once again voiced by Chris Sarandon. I know him as Detective Mike Norris. And that handsome devil Jerry in Fright Night.
Shouldn't lose your temper, Charlie.
But he does in fact return to voice Jack, and he's tremendous. The great Ken Page, who we recently lost, returned to voice Oogie Boogie as well. Movies or TV show video game adaptations mean so much more when they can secure the original actors or actresses. But let's dive into this plot. So we start off with the narrator.
"'Twas a long time ago, longer now than it seems, in a place that perhaps you've seen in your dreams.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.
Not quite.
For the story that you are about to be told took place in the holiday worlds of old. Now you've probably wondered where holidays come from. If you haven't, I'd say it's time you begun."
Jack Skellington is feeling that Halloween Town needs an upgrade. It needs to be more hideous, more frights, and as the Pumpkin King, he is blaming himself. He decides to take his opinion to Dr. Finkelstein. Dude's just listening while his lid opens up to reveal his brain. Remember this. He introduces you to the Soul Robber, a slime-like whip that will assist you throughout the game. So Jack's leaving town and leaves the doc in charge. Locke, Shock, and Beryl decide after eavesdropping what a great idea it would be to resurrect Oogie Boogie. Out of these three, Locke is the only original voice actor to return, and it's the legend Paul Reubens, better known as Pee Wee Herman. We then cut to Jack's ragdoll. She writes a letter in hopes that Jack sees it, and she sends it off. Jack returns to find Halloween Town not exactly how he left it. It's a ghost town now. He learns that Oogie is officially back, and he will once again have to put an end to him. However, as the game progresses, you learn Oogie just doesn't want to rule Halloween Town. He also wants to take out all of the leaders of the other holidays. Oogie wants to become the 7 Holiday King. Jack will have random encounters with skeletons and use his Soul Robber in an arcade-style fight with spine-tingling combos. Now, Capcom produced this, and you can see the fingerprints of the Devil May Cry combat system all over this. Jack can turn into the Pumpkin King and Santa Jack with a couple special abilities. The Pumpkin King can use fire, and Santa Jack uses Christmas gifts to stun enemies. Jack can upgrade his attacks in the shop. First time playing this, I just never did it. I could tell the normal enemies that you fight all throughout the game were taking a bit longer to defeat, so hit that shop up. You can also find gold pumpkins. Grab them when you see them because they increase your health bar. Now, the film is basically a musical. It's known for its fantastic soundtrack, and I love that just because this is a video game, they didn't let that change anything. Each boss gets their own battle song. Let's use the Dr. Finkelstein fight as an example. The Doctor has had his brain switched by Oogie, and you have to swap it back when he opens his lid with the Soul Robber.
Doctor, please! Oh, can't you see you're wrong? You are Doctor. Oh, my friend. And he's planning to stray.
During these musical number boss fights, you're usually slapping the music notes out of the boss. Once you fill that musical note meter, you go into a button QuickTime event dance. Completing this will do a decent amount of damage to the boss. Chris Sarandon does both the talking and singing parts for Jack in this game, but only did the speaking parts for the film. I wouldn't have known the difference. Let's go back to the boss battles. They are clever. And to have lyrical numbers playing in the background of these fights is just awesome. The final fight with Oogie is my favorite. That song has been burnt into my brain for years. There's 24 chapters, and at the end of each chapter they rank you on things like time, combos, and damage. Score all A's and you are rewarded with figures for your in-game collection. Even with this being a video game, I felt as if I was actually watching another Nightmare Before Christmas movie. They did such a good job of taking everything that made the movie special for the fans, like the environment of the movie, that special look that Tim Burton is known for, and transitioning it into a playable world on your home console. Just so good. I actually enjoy the video game sequel over the 1993 film. The pacing of Oogie's Revenge is better. Capcom knocked this one out of the park, and I've seen people clamoring for a remake of it. But it doesn't need one. It still holds up 20 years later. Whether you're a fan or not, I think you'll enjoy this. Nightmare Before Christmas was never my thing, but the game, it's good. Just like the movie, I don't know if it's a Halloween game or a Christmas game. I'm just glad it exists.